Let's talk pronouns in the past. It's LGBT History Month in this corner of the world, and my name is Dr. Anthony Delaney. I'm a historian of gender and sexuality, and my first book, Queer Georgians, A Hidden History of Lovers, Lawbreakers, and Homemakers, is out later this year. One thing I get asked quite a lot is when you are talking about these people in the past, for me specifically, it's in the 18th and 19th century, how do you decide what pronouns you're going to use? Do you use pronouns that reflect the position that they might hold in society today, or do you do something that's more in keeping with 18th century customs? Well, for me, it's really simple. I know plenty of incredible historians whose work I admire and whose work has inspired me that have chosen to use they, them pronouns for people in the 18th and 19th century who would never have considered using they, them pronouns for themselves to situate their experience within this current moment in time. That is not what I have chosen to do in my own work. So for me, in my work, when I'm writing about people in the 18th century, I choose to use the pronouns that they used for themselves. That might sound very straightforward and very boring, but it's actually quite exciting. And the reason it's exciting, or at least the reason I think it's exciting, is that gender non-conforming people in the 18th century were not using binary pronouns to describe themselves. Some days they might use Kippy, don't you dare. Absolutely not. Oh my God, my dog just climbed up onto the wall and was trying to get into next door. So the reason I think it's exciting is because gender non-conforming people in the past did not just use binary pronouns to describe themselves. Some days they might use he pronouns, some days they might use she, her pronouns. And I think that's so tantalizing, and I think it's part of the linguistic history of where we find ourselves today. So for me, the answer to that question is that I will always stick to the pronouns that the people use themselves. I think it tells us more about the time that those people themselves are living in and how they view themselves. And I also think it tells us something about the long history of gender non-conforming or non-binary pronoun use throughout history, which people often deny existed. So there you go, that's your queer history lesson for today. I'm going to have the rest of my tea and try to stop my dog from breaking out of the garden.